Well, good evening and God bless all you kind, wonderful people. And thank you so much for the kind comments and all the likes to the photo I posted earlier this evening of my son Ben. We have a little ritual up here on the Caney Fork River where we're quarantined, waiting on my oldest daughter Katie to give birth to her baby daughter Ellie, and we're in strict quarantine here. But we do get out and walk the loop, this little 2.5 mile loop road I live on, which is right on the Caney Fork River, and then we go down and swim laps back and forth across the river every evening. Ben's been commenting the last couple of nights. He's been seeing something breaking on the water up there. He said, "Dad, that looks like something feeding on some bait fish. I'm going to go up there and see what I can do." And doggone if he didn't get in the canoe tonight or late this afternoon, go up there and just got into a mess of largemouth bass. Brought some of them home, filleted them himself, cooked them himself, and cornmeal and nice olive oil. Ooh, it was good, with rice, roasted vegetables, and hush puppies, tartar sauce. Man, it was awesome. But it just took my Wayback Machine. Now, who remembers the Wayback Machine? Who can guess what that comes out of? But it took my Wayback Machine all the way back to all these other pictures I've got in my house here in Sparta of Ben at much earlier ages, holding up stringers of fish that he's caught over the years. It reminded me of the first time I ever took him fishing, and the many times thereafter, whether it was in ponds or lakes in Tennessee or the ocean in Mississippi or the Gulf Coast of Florida. He's had a knack and a love for fishing since the first time he held a pole, and he is one heck of a fisherman. We'll go out and he'll catch 4 or 5, and I'm still sitting there waiting for my first hit. But he's got the patience and the skill and the determination to do it, and today just is a big day for him, and just brought back all these great memories of mine. And my Wayback Machine went way beyond Ben, way beyond any of my children, all the way back to the 4th grade at Dan Mills Elementary School in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I want 1 or 2 of y'all 4th grade classmates of mine to verify what I'm saying, because I've got a real bizarre memory. I often tell folks I've got a really good memory. It's just not real long. And what I mean by that is, of course, I don't have a good memory at all. I never have had. I've got classmates who can remember every person we ever went to school, every grade we went to school with them, and I can't remember any of those folks. But when I do have a memory that comes back into my brain or stays in my brain, it's just vivid. I remember it in detail. They're just few and far between. Well, about 10 years ago, I remembered a poem I wrote in the 4th grade in Miss Stacker's class at Dan Mills Elementary as my entry to a poetry contest she was sponsoring. And doggone if I didn't win the contest, which meant, besides other benefits and accoutrements, my poem was written on big poster board and hung out in the hallway of Dan Mills Elementary. Well, this is my bizarre memory. Until about 10 years ago, I had not remembered any of that event, but not only did the memory come back, the poem came back word for word, and I decided right then I'm going to put it to music. And today, which you'll quickly catch on to, Ben's catch of those fish, in a reverse kind of way, took me right back to that tune I wrote. I mean, not tune, it was a poem. Now, it turned out to be the first song I ever wrote. I just didn't know it at the time. It was only 45 or 50 years later that it became a song. True story. With me, strange but true, yeah. So here we go. Well, I went a-walking on the beauty of a day. I'd done my work, got my pay, bought me a line and a fishing pole, a hook and a worm, oh, that you ought to know. Well, I baited my hook and I threw it in, but nothing happened for hours on end. I fished that day with all my might, but not one bite did I get all night. Now you may like the exercise of sitting on the bank and swatting flies, taking in all the scenery, but a palm and no fish ain't nothing to see. Grew up into a strapping young man. I went off to school. I had big plans to catch me a gal, make her my wife. It wouldn't take much of a sacrifice. No, I wouldn't need no magic wand. I'd be a little bitty fish in a great big pond. But the women all smelled like turpentine and looked like they'd kissed a porcupine. Now you may like the exercise of sitting on the bank and swatting flies, taking in all the scenery, but a palm and no fish ain't nothing to me. No, a palm and no fish ain't nothing to see. Now let this be a lesson to you. If you ever go fishing, here's what you do. It's not just your gear or your strategy, or just how clever you can be. To avoid getting skunked or catching a wretch, make sure where you fish there's something to catch. Now you may like the exercise of sitting on the bank and swatting flies, taking in all the scenery, but a palm and no fish ain't nothing to see. No, a palm and no fish means nothing to me. I said a palm and no fish ain't nothing to see. Did you hear the fourth grader coming out in those lyrics? I sure did. But thanks for indulging me, folks. I appreciate you very much. Good evening and God bless you.